Welcome everyone. Here's a fascinating game to see if you can send information, if someone can read your thoughts, and do you have similar thoughts? And this could be good if you're seeking a psychic partner. Is a picture worth 1,000 words? We all like to know who is mentally compatible with us. Telepathy, the exciting new communication game, offers you a chance to find out. Each turn, one of the 300 cards is placed to show either a picture or a word. The player then has 30 seconds to write down the first 5 to 8 words that come to mind on seeing the card. Afterwards, you compare the words with your partner. The higher number of matches you have, the more you move your piece around the board. Here's the timer you use. Here's the front of the game, kind of a cool looking board that we have here with the eyes. Now I think this is relatively available. There's a couple of telepathy games. This is the older one, which is a little harder to find, but I think it's out there. It was sold all over the world, highly distributed. Think Fun is out of Germany, generally the main EU distributor. Trying to find some sort of copyright date on this. Let me take a quick look here again if we can find any. Nope. So we can't find actual date, but this is a good 15, 20 years old, I'm sure. Again, this is your little timer. You get, here's pads they give you to write down your guesses or what you're trying to pick up on. And again, you want to use this in a actual serious manner. So here is the actual instructions. It's very short and to the point. But you need 2 people to play this at least, and I'll show you the board here in a minute. You get the, it has your typical crappy little pieces you get with everything. You think somebody would come up with something a little bit more interesting than that. It has a die here with a pencil and A on it, and that how you use that is in the instructions. And here's the 300 cards. Now, very typical here. Let's grab this one because it's a little more interesting. Here's a windmill. Now, I guess it's a little confusing. That's a windmill, but it says pool on here. That could be a problem. That's I guess that's the typical misinterpretation you'll get from foreigners who try and make games in English. Here's a snake, and it says town. Maybe I'm misreading the instructions here because these are very off, but I guess it's either or. So it gives you 2 things. So you're not describing the same thing. So this is a windmill. Or if you want to use a word, you can use a pool. So I guess I misinterpreted that. But you have 300 of these, and it is nice to have all these images. Now, if you're looking for, again, ESP cards that you want to send to people, send images. You know, as I said, get away from that Zen or Bull. Here's a whole bunch of pictures which would be fun to send. The problem is, of course, you usually use them in 5s and 10s. And make sure that you write it down because you don't have doubles. So, but you need whoever the receiver is to do that. Now, if you want to use them in an ESP way, if you want to use this just in kind of a seeing if you're thinking similar or if everybody is sensing each other, you get a kite like this, and then you write 5 to 8 words. What does this mean to you? Wind, string, fabric. And you write these down to see if... so, are you thinking the same as the person next to you? And what you'd want to do here is to relax. Try and tune into each other. So instead of just sending and receiving, which again is kind of straightforward and can be boring, Well, you're putting out the energy. So when you get a card like this, you say, well, let's relax and think about it. This is a kite, right? We both know what kites are. Let's relax and kind of let the energy flow out there. Then write down, oh, what is a kite? Well, wind, string, tail. These are the type of things you would write down. And again, relax and give it. You're not just trying to hurry through it. Now, you can use the timer if you desire. This is usually to get things moving. But, okay, here's a soccer ball. So what does that mean? So relax, think about it, and what does a soccer ball mean to you? You can find out, and this is a compatibility thing. What does soccer mean? Somebody, someone who plays soccer may write down fun, game, play, kick. Someone else who goes to a soccer game may say excitement, drinks, food. So this is a way to see if you relate to something in a similar fashion. But you want to try and relax and state the same thing. So let's think about a soccer ball. What does that mean? What do we both get from that? So there are ways of using everything so they're a little bit more interesting and something that you can actually use in a more psychic fashion. So make sure you like this, subscribe if you haven't, and check our links below. We have lots of psychic ESP cards, games, links, etc. We have lots of new things that we make ourselves. And if you're interested in getting this exact item, we may have a link for you because it's very difficult finding things and also finding the right product. A lot of people, I'm going to punch that in, and you can spend days looking for products and not get the right one. Now, here's the board you go around if you want to play this in a competitive type style. And that's totally up to you. If that sometimes being competitive will assist you in communicating at higher levels. There has to be a payout for your consciousness to give it serious realities. So that always helps. You don't have to if you just want to use the cards. And again, learn to use products like this properly. So it's kind of a cool board with the big eyes again. And that is, make sure you do something like this at a high level of excitement. You're fresh. You don't do it when you're tired. Do it for short periods of time. If you're going to go back and forth like this, you do this for 5 to 8 minutes, you're done. Then repeat it as often as you desire. So a good way to, if you're trying to build your senses and your telepathic abilities, is that you would do something like this 3 or 4 times a day for like 5 minutes. Now, that sounds like kind of a pain, but it isn't. You do it 1, 2, 3, you're done. I wouldn't use this, and it may be a problem because you have to have a partner here to actually work with something like this for about 10 minutes. That's it. Don't go anymore even if you feel energetic, because this is when you run into problems. Now, another thing you can do is sense the shapes. Now, what you do is you write on a piece of paper. You take 5 things, and you write these images down. Okay? Here's a piece of paper. You write them down. Let me actually get a pen and show you here. So you've got a pear, ball, fish, key, bow tie. Now, like most cards, you put them together like this. You shuffle them up. Remember, the back sides are words. I prefer to use images. And they don't have anything to do with